back here on the home of Super Bowl 47. A win today by Cincinnati, the Bengals would qualify for the playoffs. The Steelers control their own destiny. 2 wins and they'll be in the postseason. Another look at the AFC North standings with Baltimore taking on the Giants later today. And again, welcome back, friends. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here. So much on the line here. We're going to see Cincinnati deferring the football to the Steelers to start the game.
Definitely playoff atmosphere. We felt it with both teams this weekend and the crowd. Everybody's in their seat early and ready, so they'll be a big factor in today's game too.
There's Franco Harris, Frenchie Fuqua right behind him. Those two, of course, forever linked on that immaculate reception play intended for Fuqua. And
statue put up yesterday, right, Jim?
Yeah, just right here on the stadium grounds. There's Chris Rainey ready to return this kick again. The Bengals elected to defer, so it's Rainey from the goal line, zigzagging and making a nice move. And getting outside, and Rainey has, for the 11th time this year, a kick return of over 30 yards. 34 total for the rookie from Florida.
Well, he does a lot for this football team. I think in the future, the Steelers look to use him even more out of the backfield, give him some runs, let him catch the football, and get it done in open field.
All right, Ben Roethlisberger, 34-9 in his career against opponents from the AFC North, including 14-4 all-time against the Bengals. Jonathan Dwyer starts at running back. We will see Rashard Mendenhall getting action for the first time in about a month. Outside, and Dwyer with a nice run of 10+. And it was Jericho Cotchery who was lined up on that side. You admired some of his blocks last week. Cotchery helped free him on that right side for 13.
You said it, Jericho Cotchery, number 89, last week made some tough catches and some good blocks for the receivers and the running backs. And how about this? Will Johnson gets just enough of Burfict to let the running back get outside. That's what you need. Block on the edge, runner can get out there.
Yeah, Pico. And
on the delay, it's back to Dwyer, who is stopped for no gain. Atkins had busted across pretty quickly, and Michael Johnson helped finish him off. So Ben Roethlisberger, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's 10-1, by the way, at home. 10 touchdowns to only 1 interception here at Heinz Field. DeCastro got his first start last week. Rookie from Stanford. All rookie right side, and Heath Miller another touchdown last week down in Dallas. He has 8 on the season, having perhaps his best year ever. Second down at 10. Third straight running play for Dwyer, and he's right to midfield, gain of 3. Another tackle by Michael Johnson. This defensive front for the Bengals, very impressive. 35 sacks by the defensive line alone, led by Geno Atkins. 10.5 sacks. What a story. Perfect, the undrafted rookie out of Arizona State, making so many plays. And Hall in that secondary with Crocker, Nelson, and Newman.
You tell the Pittsburgh Steelers they respect the pass rush, want to run the football, make it easier for Ben Roethlisberger to throw the football and get them thinking about the run so they just don't tee off and go at the quarterback.
Isaac Redmond comes in at running back on 3rd and 7, and there's another sack by Geno Atkins.
They do a lot on defense. This is the guy that really leads the defense. When you watch him, 97, Geno Atkins, that time goes to the outside around DeCastro. That's a big matchup to watch today. I think the Steelers are going to have to keep a running back there or double team Geno Atkins and help out that rookie.
Now with 11.5 sacks on the season, most of any defensive tackle in the NFL. The punt down to Tate. The punt by Butler, a good one, gets the job done. 45 yards, and the Bengals will start at the 12-yard line. The defense comes up with yet another sack. They're tops in the league. Cincinnati now all set for his first snap, having won 5 of its last 6 games. From the gun, Dalton fires it over to Green. And he's got about 15 working on Cortez Allen. And again, Green had only one catch in the first matchup against the Steelers, week 7.
Yeah, first play of the game. We're going to see the Steelers come with a blitz. They want to try to protect this secondary. And how about the pickup? And we talked about it in the opening, Jim. Throw it outside if you get single coverage. That's what the Cowboys did. Bengals, first play of the game, do it.
Then Jarvis, Green Ellis. Plotting ahead for a couple. Andy Dalton, second-year man from Texas Christian University. Played in the Pro Bowl last year. He's 0-3, though, in his brief career against the Steelers. Threw for only 105 yards against them back in October. Here's his line. Cook moves into the center spot today for Trevor Robinson. And Green Ellis, who just ran the football, is on a big roll. He's been over 100 4 of the last 5 weeks. As you see Cook anchored in there, the 5th-year man out of Michigan State, ready to snap at the Dalton. 2nd and 8, pressured by Ziggy Hood and others, and a sack by Timmons. Andy Dalton was decked 6 times in the game last week against Philadelphia, and the Steelers get to him on the 3rd play.
Look at the pressure. They're trying to time up the snap count. Here comes Foot. Timmons on the inside. It is amazing when you watch it. Troy Polamalu moving around. That's always a distraction. But Larry Foote sets the table, and then Timmons cleans it up. They did it last week, the last couple of weeks, and a good start today by the inside linebackers.
3rd down and 14. Dalton in trouble and sacked for a 2nd time. Timmons and Kiesel actually got to him first.
Well, we're seeing what this game is going to be about, where the defenses are aggressive. Here the Steelers playing tight down the field, and Kiesel, Jim, has become like a pass rushing fool these last few weeks, getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, getting the sack there.
Well, Dalton looks a little gimpy heading to the bench. There is a flag, and Mike Carey will tell us.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 99 going to the ground in celebration. 15-yard automatic 1st down.
So Kiesel's sack dance is a huge mistake here. 15-yarder.
I did not see it. I was too busy. Oh, well, he goes to the ground, and that's excessive celebration. Now, that's not who he is either, so that's why he had no idea about this rule.
And Dalton, who again was a little shaky coming off the field, is in the huddle as the Bengals offense comes right back out off that penalty.
Yeah, it looked like Andy Dalton was looking at, I couldn't tell, definitely his legs when he went to the sideline, Jim, and sat down.
Looking at Marvin Jones, the rookie receiver, with Lewis on him. There's a long summit going on with the officials right now. And now they put the ball in play.
That's a big play, of course. Gives the Bengals another chance to move down the field, change his field position, which might be even more important.
And Dalton's going to give it to Green Ellis, who fights to get back to the line of scrimmage. Polamalu comes up. It's Pittsburgh defense ranked number 1 in the league. Number 1 also against the pass. Number 4 against the rush. Kiesel with the sack, but the penalty that keeps the Bengals offense out there. Woodley back for the 2nd game after missing action. And they need a big performance out of him, as you mentioned, Phil. And Cortez Allen had to sit against the Cowboys with a groin injury. He's back today. Second tight end is in the game. Orson Charles wide to the left. And 2nd and 10. And that's Green. And A.J. Green's got 5.
Nice way to get the football to A.J. Green. Find ways to get to the football to the guys that can make plays. He is absolutely that guy. He is a future top star in this league, I think, Jim. And how creative can Jay Gruden be today? Find those ways. Put him in formations where they can't double cover him, and you can make big plays down the field.
They add some reinforcement at receiver with Andrew Hawkins and Ryan Whalen here for 3rd and 5 from the 42. Dalton gets rid of it. Catch is made. Forward progress will be enough for the first down. Nice grab by Ryan Whalen, who has only 7 catches on the season, and now 5 of them come against Pittsburgh.
There you go. Again, single coverage to the outside. That time it's Brown under coverage. And anytime in this league now, Jim, you need guys to make contested catches. Tough ones, and that was a tough one for Whalen. Big hit, hits him low, still holds on.
And it's Curtis Brown delivering the hit. But again, the forward progress is at the 48 for a first.
Make those defensive backs inch up and be tighter. That's when you have a chance to go down the field.
From the pocket, going long. Double coverage and over the head of A.J. Green.
Well, A.J. Green couldn't find that football. I'll tell you what, that was a really nice throw. I thought by Andy Dalton. Threw it very high down the middle of the field. Didn't look like A.J. Green had that extra gear that time to go and make the catch. Double covered, doesn't matter. He runs by them both. Throw just a little too far.
Cortez Allen and Troy Polamalu on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Green Ellis has not had any room.
Our guy.
And no gain for the man signing as a free agent by way of New England this past offseason. He's got a 1,000-yard season. Look at the last 5 weeks. Over 500 yards. Second most in the league over this stretch.
And I was talking about, though, that Jim had play our guy who made the tackle. Number 50, Foot, one more time. I don't know why he couldn't play in Detroit. We've talked about it, but the guy is playing absolutely terrific. Him and Timmons, maybe as good as anybody on that defensive side right now.
3rd down and 10 for Cincinnati. Down the middle and over the head of Gresham, the tight end. Thought for a minute Ryan Clark might have a play on the ball.
Yeah, he was all over. Gresham had to feel the presence of number 25, the quarterback of the defense. Gresham is a big tight end, but Lawrence Timmons is a big linebacker, so you got to be careful.
I'll tell you, if Clark was looking at the ball instead of he was ready to go in and make the hit.
That's right.
He would have had the interception maybe.
He probably thought he was going to have to break the pass up. Andy Dalton just a little too much smoke on that throw.
Well, Cincinnati had scored an opening drive touchdown the previous 4 games. Not today, but they do advance it field position-wise from the 12 out to the 48. Now bring out Huber. Antonio Brown watches this one bounce at the 1 and into the end zone for a net of 32 yards. No score. Each team's touched it once. Back comes Ben and the Steelers. Beautiful look at this great city of Pittsburgh. The MetLife blimp providing our aerial coverage, and another home sellout here for the Steelers. Goes all the way back to November 5th, 1972. 40 straight years. Every game sold out since a month before the Immaculate Reception game. 1st and 10, and Dwyer drives ahead for a gain of 3. What about the Colts and Chiefs in that matchup? Let's go to James Brown in New York.
Indeed, looking at the postseason with the win, Shannon.
JB, I understand it's the season for giving, but Brady Quinn is taking this a bit too far. Pick 6, Darius Butler, 32-yard INT return for a touchdown. Indy's on top, 7-3 over KC.
Jim Nance, Phil Simms.
And again, Indianapolis clinches the wild card, a wild card spot with a win. Ahead is Dwyer into the middle of that line, and Pecco holds him to 3.
Pecco, good run stopper inside. They have everything. This Cincinnati defensive line, they have big, long pass rushers on the outside. They got big run stoppers on the inside, and they can rotate 7 to 8 defensive linemen in there to get it done.
3rd and 4. Let's see what no huddle can bring for Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Isaac Redmond back into the game.
Well, it was so slow, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
The Bengals still brought in their substitutes. This is what they hate. These linebackers walked up in the gaps.
3rd and 4, and With pressure by the feet, Roethlisberger launches it deep for Wallace. Overthrown by a yard.
Good job there. The linebackers walking up. We're going to see a lot of this today. It creates confusion. They come out that time. They double the inside receiver, so nowhere to throw the football, and that's what he does well. Roethlisberger, when he gets free, he looks deep down the field. Nice job by Mike Wallace against Terrence Newman.
Adam Jones out to return the punt by Drew Butler. From the 25, Adam Jones up the middle. Jones cutting outside. Got to get by Butler. Cuts back middle, and Adam Jones is tackled at the 13. It was Rainey who made the tackle, but a flag is out.
It's over on the far sideline, so that could be a number of different penalties, so I'm not even going to try to guess.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 25. From the end of the kick, 10 yards, first down, timeout.
Called on Jason Allen, 49-yard punt, 62-yard return, but it's coming back because of the penalty. Favorite superstar performers honor acting legend Dustin Hoffman, king of late night David Letterman, and one of the greatest rock bands of all time, Led Zeppelin. The Kennedy Center honors Wednesday, only CBS, America's #1 network. Adam Jones had returned at 62 yards, but the holding call on Jason Allen nets out a difference of 72 yards instead of being at the 13.
How about that? You never know. Here's the hold on the outside. You can see Allen has his arms outside of Curtis Brown, so that was an easy call. And the right call.
From the 15, Dalton connects again. And this time it's with Marvin Jones.
It's like the Steelers are not going to sit back and say, oh, we're going to let you just march this football down the field. They are aggressive. They're blitzing, and they're daring Andy Dalton to throw it outside. I'd say so far 3 for 3 is a pretty good answer to that.
Mike Tomlin, hired at the age of 34, won the Super Bowl his second year, now at 40. First and 10. Timmons on Green Ellis. And again, there's nowhere to run, maybe a yard. Marvin Lewis, by the way, coming home. He's from McDonald, Pennsylvania, just on the outskirts of downtown here, about 18 miles west. His parents still reside in the same house he grew up in.
Well, he told us last night we need to be aggressive on both sides. We've got to attack, and he's right. When you want to win a big game in the NFL, you got to be the aggressor. It's one thing during the regular season. Sometimes you go out there and manage the game. Today is about going out and trying to win, and he's got to hope. Boy, he hopes his young team is ready to do that.
Second down and 9. And that's Hawkins, the slippery slot receiver, with his 46th catch of the year, picks up just a couple.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe him. And I'll tell you what, Troy Polamalu has his running shoes on today. My gosh, he is flying everywhere, waiting till the last second. But they stack the receivers. That makes it tough to cover. Polamalu, Hawkins, very quick. And when you get him the football in spaces, he can get big yards fast.
Curtis Brown was shaken up, the corner for the Steelers on that punt return. So now Josh Victorian's replaced him, top of the screen, number 35. Third and 7. Ball is caught.
Gonna be short though.
Yep, Jones a yard short of the first. Pushed back by Keenan Lewis.
A big difference on the outside. Keenan Lewis, I would have gone to the other side. Keenan Lewis, good cover person, is really, I don't even think that football was caught in bounds. Doesn't get it short. The Bengals going to kick it.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Fourth down.
And now they've changed it on the field. They've called it now incomplete. I don't think his feet were down.
I don't either. And Keenan Lewis, good cover guy, fast, and the one thing this year has become very aggressive and a good tackler.
Didn't even get 1 foot down.
No, nothing. It's a good rule change, isn't it? Now there's no, oh, it's a force out. What do you think? Take the judgment out of it. These are pros. Make them get their feet down.
Here. Huber to punt for the second time. Line drive punt. Antonio Brown watches it bounce all the way down to the 7-yard line.
That field is fast today. You can see by the bounce.
64-yard punt. Pittsburgh's third drive will start from inside the 10.
Out front.
And a Merry Christmas to everybody. Jim Nance, Phil Simms.
There you go. Santa's in the stands.
Yeah, Santa's here. Santa's in the house.
Got his brothers with him.
First and 10 from the 7.
You're the Santa R crew, though. You give it all the gifts. It's great. I appreciate what
Giving
you gave me.
spirit. Chris Rainey's come into the game for Pittsburgh. And the pass caught by Brown. It was deflected. Picks up about 4. Tipped at the line of scrimmage.
And they're all yelling down the field. Was it tipped? Yes, it was.
Michael Johnson.
Ooh, close. He did get possession. It looked like the tip of that football did touch the ground, but that's not one I would challenge if I was the Bengals.
2nd and 6. To Redmond. And he's wrapped up by Geno Atkins. And a gain of 2. For complete pro football coverage, including everything you need to know from this week's matchups all the way through Super Bowl 47, visit cbssports.com/NFL.
Well, Mike Zimmer, we saw that last play. All the Bengals around the football, they practice that every single week. Everybody get there. He wants to have the fastest defense that hustle more than anybody in the league. I don't know if they are, but if they're not, they're definitely in the top 5.
3rd and 4. Intercepted at the 15. It's Leon Hall cutting back to the outside and in for the touchdown. A pick 6. Leon Hall.
Leon Hall, the best defensive back for the Cincinnati Bengals. They ask him to play the slot receiver on 3rd downs. Number 29. This time he's on the tight end. Oh, he reads it all the way. The Steelers have been throwing it short. He guesses the route, sees it, and that was quick and easy by number 29.
Jumped right in front of Heath Miller. Officially a 17-yard return. Look at him cut right past Isaac Redmond. He had a big pick last week against Philadelphia, too. And Leon Hall puts points on the board.
Well, the secondary been playing extremely well of late for the Bengals, and they continue here today.
Extra point by Josh Brown is good. First time that Roethlisberger's been picked in the first quarter all season long. And it's a big one. Run back for a touchdown. How fast did Leon Hall look jumping in front of Heath Miller?
Yeah, you know, as soon as it happened, I went, my gosh, where did he come from? Because I know most of these plays the Steelers like to try to execute, and that is a tremendous matchup for him, and we're going to show you why he was on Heath Miller instead of outside.
There's the punt by Josh Brown, and it's a touchback. He did not have a single touchback last week, did Brown, but he's got one here, and it'll start at the 20.
Well, they don't go to 3 wide receivers, the Steelers. They're worried about the defensive line. There's Leon Hall now against a tight end, which really favors him. So he just sits there. There's not, this move. He reads it, and look at that break right in front. I'm sure Roethlisberger never saw him because he was behind the tight end before he anticipated the throw. And then I'll tell you the other thing. How quick did he look? Boom, right around to the outside. That's what happens. They gave the defensive line respect. It changed what they usually do.
And heels up another nice run for 11. You know, Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator for the Bengals, you hear all these names this time of year, coaching candidates, head coaching jobs. I never hear Mike Zimmer. I mean, this guy has done a remarkable job as defensive coordinator in his years at Cincinnati, before that at Dallas.
Oh, everywhere he's been, he's done a good job. You know why you don't hear it? He doesn't publicize himself. He won't even answer the question if we ask him that. But I'll tell you what he does. He works his guys hard, and they don't hate him for it. That's a great trait for a coach.
1st and 10 and Dwyer. He is somersaulted down by Terrence Newman for no gain.
And
You just look at his defense. 1st in the league in sacks, and they've really helped spearhead this stretch where they've won 5 of their last 6 games, the Bengals.
no doubt about it, and he is an aggressive defensive coach, but the big thing that I like, he's a defensive back coach. So look at, now you got Terrence Newman from Dallas, where it fell apart down there, playing well here. Pac-Man Jones, he knows how to rehabilitate defensive backs, which I think is, an awesome trait too for a coach in the NFL.
2nd and 10. Dwyer's got a big lane. There's a flag out. Flag from right in the middle of the field. It might be on Heath Miller. The running play went for 11.
Holding. Offense number 83. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Tell you what, there were some tremendous blocks that time by this Steeler offense. Heath Miller gets inside. That's the one. Perfect. You could see the jersey being pulled. And I'm sure Heath Miller, Jim, and maybe rightly so, is going, why? Because he had his hands inside. But when Perfect tried to move, you could see the jersey being stretched. Well, that's how you teach it. You tell tight ends, offensive linemen, get your hands inside. Now you can grab in there, but when the defender tries to get away from you, that's when you got to release.
Sets up a 2nd and 17, last minute of the 1st quarter. Redmond returns to running back. We have not seen Mendenhall to this point. Active for the first time in 4 weeks. There's Miller. Heath Miller right across the middle, brought down immediately by Reggie Nelson. Gain of 16.
You're running the football. Linebackers now react very fast. You get the tight end between the linebackers and the safety, and Reggie Nelson up there quick. This is what, man.
Yeah, Miller is hobbling, by the way. You saw the leg kind of hyperextended there.
You heard Bill Cowher talk about it in the pregame. Because they got to go low, it's bringing in different types of injuries.
7-0 after 1. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Back here on CBS, home of Super Bowl 47. At Heinz Field, getting set for the 2nd quarter to begin. Jim Nantz and Bill Sims. Here on a sunny day, temperature at 36. 3rd and 1. Isaac Redmond trying to fight for it. And that lean over the top of the pile may have done it. By the way, Heath Miller back out there. We thought he might have been injured on that previous play at the end of the 1st quarter.
I was referring to Bill Cowher in the pregame, talked of now you can't go high as a defensive player, so going low is hurting the defensive players. You get hit in the helmet by the legs or knees, and also you can see the dangerous spot it puts receivers in.
1st down for Pittsburgh, and they bring in Richard Mendenhall at running back. He was suspended last week.
Marvin Lewis is on the side. He is yelling, and I don't blame him. The stretch might have got the 1st down, but I'd like to see a measurement if I was a coach. It wasn't that clear.
Timeout called by the Bengals.
Cincinnati, their 1st.
So a Cincinnati timeout, not a challenge. 7-0 Bengals. I'm sure Lewis wanted to have another look at this during the timeout. You wouldn't win the challenge. I thought even eyeballing it live, this move right here.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if the Bengal players were around, that could have been knocked out. That's not the goal line. You reach that football out until that whistle blows.
And here's Mendenhall running in traffic and picking up about 5. Now, he had been after a Cleveland game where the Steelers were very sloppy, 8 turnovers in all. Mendenhall was put down for the next 2 games inactive, and then when he didn't show up for the game here 2 weeks ago as an inactive against San Diego, they suspended him for a week.
And then he sat out last week against the Dallas Cowboys, deactivated. I would think he's very motivated to play today. What did Mike Tomlin say? The guy shows it all in practice. We need to see it on the field.
Looking for his reckless abandon style play during the games. 2nd and 5. Look for another option. Incomplete, and Wallace begging for a flag. He's not going to get it. Adam Jones on the coverage.
Good no call that time. Adam Jones was all over Mike Wallace. How about the protection for Roethlisberger? It was outstanding. Little slant go and a comeback, and there's a little touching there. That is it's nothing.
Well, he was tugging at the jersey.
Just a little. I mean, it was so insignificant, Jim, that I think you got to give the defensive players an opportunity just to touch. Again, I did not think it changed Mike Wallace running the route or slow him down.
3rd down and 5. And they go back to Miller, and it's bounced away by Adam Jones.
Well, Adam Jones has really played well. We say it, he comes in. He's the 3rd defensive back, but here's this inside blitz. Watch them. Here they come. What does it do? It frees up a rusher to Roethlisberger. Has to get rid of it, and Max Starks, for some reason, was confused on the outside.
Drew Butler to punt it to Brandon Tate. And there's a flag. They ran into the punter. Dan Skuda made contact with Drew Butler.
Running into the kicker, defense, 5-yard penalty. The enforcement result, first down.
You might want to recheck that first, Mike Carey, because it was a little more
Correction.
than 5 yards.
The enforcement will be a 4th down, short of the line of the game.
Very good. That's what it is. You got to be careful when you're rushing these punters. They know the deal. They're great actors, not saying that, but they hold that leg up in the air for a long time, and they look for defenders to come in there. And if you're touched, you teach those punters, you fall to the ground.
Well, look at this. It's 4th and a foot. They're going to bring out the offense.
Well, is this where do you take a chance? If I had to guess, this is where I would take the chance if I was the Steelers. You're here. They're expecting run.
Actually, it's more than a yard to go. Remember, they went on this exact same spot on the field, 4th and 1 against San Diego. They went with it with Redmond and failed to convert.
Maybe he tries to draw him outside. Let's see.
Redmond is the running back. Redmond gets the call, and Redmond fights for the first down. He was stopped a couple of times and is able to convert.
You said it. That's all about Redmond. These running backs, they need a good game. And this is just being tough and going for the extra yards and breaking arm tackles. How about that last little bit? It takes too long for the second level defenders. In other words, the guys that come in there and finish the play. The Bengals didn't do it. Redmond gets it.
Burfict had a hold of him behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to break away. So a new set of downs from the Cincinnati side for the first time today. Roethlisberger has a hook up here with Patry to the 35, a gain of 14.
Jim, on that last run, I was just about ready to say, ooh, I do not like the call going forward on 4th. The play selection, but nice fake by Roethlisberger again. Everybody in the league has this group of plays now. The Redskins kind of started it with Robert Griffin III. Now everybody's using those play fakes, throwing it quick inside.
Oh, never mind. Zone it, zone it, zone it. Mingo, Mingo, Mingo. 20. What the?
Mendenhall. Boy, what a piece of running this is. Is this a hungry running back or what? Down to the 15. Picks up 20.
You said it. You asked Mike Tomlin this yesterday. This is what they're hoping for. And I'll say this too. Good blocking up front. Man, the Steelers offensive line, how about Marquise Pouncey pulling out and getting the block from the center position?
Yeah, we asked Coach Tomlin. I said, you expect Mendenhall will play well? He said, he doesn't have a choice.
Yes, that's right. The Bengals knew it. They know Rashard Mendenhall is a different runner from everybody else.
So after the 20-yard run, first down at the 15. And he's down out of bounds 3. You were talking about the play call on 4th and 1. Of course, play calling was the big hot topic this week. Has Ben Roethlisberger, after the Dallas game, made some comments that really got rather inflamed. They got over and over examined all week long, questioning Todd Haley's play calling ability. That's what, of course, all the analysts were saying about his comments.
Yeah, well, there's a lot there. First off, you learn as a quarterback you can say nothing because everybody wants to take those words and they make stories. I think the Steelers were caught off guard. They heard the comments and said, big deal. But Roethlisberger had to address it so it wouldn't be a distraction all week long for this team.
2nd and 7. And that is a catch by Brown.
I'll take catch.
Gain of 6.
That's what they need, Jim. We talk about this for the last couple of weeks. Early in the game, make the tough catches. Wide receivers. Last week it was a big deal down in Dallas. Some early drops by the wide receiver. Antonio Brown, terrific catch that time.
Back to that Haley issue. Did you really think Roethlisberger's comments were that spicy?
Man, if that was spicy, if I'd have played in this era, my gosh, I'd have been, I don't know what, I'd have been apologizing every single week. No, I did not. He threw an interception that just lost the game. What are you expecting to say in there?
3rd and 1. In trouble now. Able to get the pass away, incomplete. Man, he was tiptoeing around a whole lot of traffic and trying to find Chris Rainey.
Terrific in the pocket, Ben Roethlisberger. We see it time and time again. And how about that? Gets away from Carlos Dunlap and almost makes the touchdown throw. But when you try to tackle him, you got to go around his waist or lower and get those legs. If you go up high, Roethlisberger will shake you off. Man, that was good coverage by Mayaluga outside.
Sean Sweezum comes out. He's 26 of 27, matching Phil Dawson of Cleveland. Best percentage in the AFC. The kick, the short one is no good. It was not a clean snap. Greg Warren sending it back to Drew Butler. And the missed field goal. Great look at the Steel City, the Three Rivers PNC Park off in a distance. And this whole downtown area that's been certainly brought back to life with a roar. And this sports complex side by side. 1st and 10 Cincinnati coming off the missed 24-yard field goal as Green Ellis takes it for his longest run of the day, 3 yards into the arms of Woodley.
Yeah, they came in with a different formation that time. They bring in an extra offensive lineman. They got him to the left. So if you're here it is. We got Dennis Rowland, number 74, and the fullbacks to that side. So if you're the defense, you go, they're running that way, and they counter back to the other side. Steelers do a good job being ready for it.
Again, I think a lot of folks shocked at Sweezum. Of course, it wasn't his fault. Missed a field goal. He had made every kick at Heinz Field this year. 2nd and 8, and Dalton's pass caught. Tough catch. And Marvin Jones, the rookie from Cal, takes it out to the 40. The ball is out at the end, but I believe he's down. Gain of 17.
Yeah, Marvin Jones, you got a little excited there, and rightly so. I like him. You said it, a rookie. The Bengals are just crushing the draft. We've talked about it, all the guys that came in this year. But he's got speed. He matches up with A.J. Green very well. And not only is he fast, he's big and strong. You can see it by breaking those tackles.
By the way, not just killing it in the draft, but taking some undrafted rookies too, like Trevor Robinson, Burfict, Lemur, just a 10, Green. Able to spin out for about 9. We've got an update on the Cowboys and the Saints, and JV and Shannon have the story.
I thought a fractured index finger should hurt you, Shannon.
Tape the 2 fingers together and it forces you to concentrate more. His 11th touchdown catch on the season, Dez Bryant, has this ball game knotted up. 7-7, Saints, Cowboys.
And Phil Simms says give Tony Romo credit when he's playing well. He's playing well. Back to Jim and Phil.
Well, that's actually 7 straight games now that Dez Bryant has caught a touchdown. A.J. Green just made a catch a moment ago in this one. He had that streak of 9 straight touchdown games earlier this year. And Green Ellis is swamped right away by Casey Hampton.
Oh, boy, the Steelers are playing the situation, and this has got to tell the Bengals something on the offensive side. They got to be unpredictable. Everybody's up there. The safety, the linebackers, ready for the run on 2nd and 1 yard, and look what happens. Puts them in a tough 3rd down situation now.
He has a loss of 5. So 3rd and 6.
4 wide receivers to the left. That's a new formation for the Bengals. I'm sorry, 3. 2 to the right. Can't count.
Timmons makes the quick stick aggression. And the Bengals will have to punt.
Well, they're hoping to get a pick. That's what they want. In other words, we're going to make some movement inside and try to get Timmons so he can't get outside. And, he has nothing of that. Lawrence Timmons, my gosh. Fast, big. How about that tackle? Wrap the arms around the receiver and take him down. Playing great.
All season long. Hubert. The boot coming to Antonio Brown. No, they'll actually watch it go. Oh, and it's going to go out at about the 2. The old coffin corner from 54 yards. Here's the stick by Timmons. 7-0 Cincinnati, 2nd quarter. Christmas Eve, 2 broke girls unwrapping their special brand of holiday cheer. Celebrate the holiday with 2 broke girls tomorrow, only CBS. From the 2, Mendenhall gallops right over the defensive front out to the 6, gain of 4.
That was close. Carlos Dunlap comes from the outside and makes the tackle, but it was a good job inside by Marquise Pouncey and that offensive line, giving him that first little window.
Of course, the Steelers a couple of times now have been pinned inside their own 10. The last time they were, that led to the Leon Hall interception and run back for the game's only score. 2nd and 6, Mendenhall. Advances it out to about the 9, give him 3 or 4.
There's Ray Maluga on the tackle. He's the quarterback of his defense. Marvin Lewis says we need his energy to get the whole team going. Ramon Foster inside, can't quite win the battle. When you can't win those battles all the way with the offensive linemen, it lets the linebackers be free. That's why Maluga came up and made that tackle.
3rd and 3. Pittsburgh only 1 out of 6 today on 3rd down.
2 backs, worried about the blitz.
Middle.
Are they blitzing?
I think Max Starks got a little jumpy.
False start. Offense number 78. Half the distance to the goal, still 3rd down.
Well, Jim, we talked to Ben Roethlisberger about this look, these 2 inside blitzers, and you got to determine, are both of them going to drop out? Are they both going to blitz? Or is it a fake and they're going to bring a safety from the outside, which they like to do? So it takes time, and Max Starks is sitting there for a long time. That's why he moves.
3rd and 7, ball backed up inside the 5.
Hear the talking by Roethlisberger.
They brought the heat, and he had to just throw it away.
It's what they did. They brought one of the linebackers, and the safety came from the outside.
Maluga, Dunlap, they were in there quickly.
One comes, and here comes the guy from the outside. Of course, this is confusing. And what an adjustment. I can't tell what number. Picked up Heath Miller on the fly, so Ben Roethlisberger had nowhere to throw it.
Butler midway deep in the end zone, doesn't catch this one. Not a clean punt, bounces out at about the 45. But it'll be a 37-yard punt. They spotted at the 42. Jim Nantz, Bill Sims inside of 4 minutes to go in the first half. The Steelers out of sync at home for the 2nd straight time, having lost here 2 weeks ago to San Diego. But the Bengals offense with a total of 5 first downs. The only score again coming from the Bengals defense.
Well, here's what you got. The Bengals, great field position. They've had some opportunities, Jim. This is where you bring out Jay Gruden. Show the play that the defense hasn't seen yet. Because this is your opportunity right now to take control of this football game.
First snap for the Bengals today from the Pittsburgh side of the field. Dalton looking for Green, and it's incomplete. Tipped away. Polamalu was there along with Allen.
That was a beautiful throw by Andy Dalton. But when you got that number 43 in the middle of the field, you have to look him off so he can't come over and do this. A.J. Green is going to make that catch, and that is a nice clean hit. Wow, to the chest.
Time perfectly. Yep.
Troy Polamalu, every week, Jim, since he's been back, he's getting faster every time we watch him.
This is his third game back after missing half the season. 2nd down and 10. Whistle first.
Ball start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty is still 2nd down.
The rookie right guard taken in the 1st round, Kevin Zeitler. Flag for that one. Verizon halftime report coming up. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer. Coach Cowher, all the latest scores and highlights, including the Cowboys getting another now 58-yard touchdown pass between Romo and Des Bryant the 2nd time. Wow. That's coming up. Verizon halftime report.
Steelers very aggressive on the defensive side today. They are trying to win the game with what they're doing.
With a shovel pass, and it's going to work. That's Tate to the 25. The former Patriot for 23 yards.
Easy for me to say, when you have Brandon Tate so tight to the formation, it almost tells you something is different. And it was a little shovel pass, fake outside by Andy Dalton. You see the college teams run this a lot. And then the shovel pass, and Brandon Tate, returner, tough guy, knows how to run and find those open spaces. Good job by him.
Boy, he breezed right by Ziggy Hood and Ryan Clark. Dalton now with over 300 completions on the year. First quarterback since Peyton Manning to do that his first 2 seasons in the league. And again, stuffed Green Ellis for 1.
Lawrence Timmons once again, but that last play, Jim, that was one of those special plays that you have for a defense, and you're caught back in a tough situation. Instead of throwing the screen, running the draw, you need something a little more dynamic, and Jay Gruden had it for him that time with that little shovel pass. Man, I love those kind of passes. Never got to run one, but I think I could hit those.
Not once?
Not
one time?
Ran it 2 times with Dan Reeves, and they covered it, and I scrambled and dodged a lot of people for 2-yard gains.
There you go. 2nd down and 9. Dalton just standing there. Now Kiesel gives chase. Dalton flings it toward the end zone. And on the sideline, but out of bounds. A.J. Green.
Oh, boy, he's not going to like it when he watches the tape. It's easy for me to see up here, but let's watch the in cut from the top of the screen. Andy Dalton has to read it. It's the tight end. Here he comes. They all jump inside. That in cut is going to be caught and maybe scored. You just got to hang in there, know it's going to be tight. Players are going to be around you and make that throw. That's a pretty basic play for most NFL offenses. Underneath, in cut behind it.
3rd and 9. Last play before the 2-minute warning. The timeout called first by Pittsburgh.
For the snap, timeout, Pittsburgh, they're first.
Well, they reset the clock at 2:03. NFL Monday QB coming up tomorrow. Nobody knows the game like a quarterback. Phil, you'll be there as always on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Yep.
CBS Sports Network tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern.
Jim, we always have the answers because we are great after the fact, so that's what we do.
That's why there's a Monday morning quarterback, but this is a Monday evening quarterback.
Yeah. Well, we don't second guess. I don't. That's not what it's about. It's really trying to explain why some teams and quarterbacks really played well and why it was rough for others.
There's the one guy who has scored in this game. 3rd down and 9. Other than the PAT by Josh Brown, I might add. Need to get to the 14 for a first. Dalton going for the touchdown throw, and the ball is almost caught. For a moment, I thought Marvin Jones was going to power play it into his chest, but Keenan Lewis on the coverage helped break it up as we reach the 2-minute warning. And a field goal attempt will be coming up out of the 2-minute warning. Keenan Lewis, he had a hip injury last week against Dallas. He looked shaky on the sidelines after breaking up that pass. 41-yard field goal try, Josh Brown. Josh Brown just signed a couple of weeks ago with Mike Nugent out with calf injury, and Brown is now 7-7, filling in for him. 10-0 Bengals. Cincinnati gets into the playoffs with a win today. Meanwhile, the Steelers are double digits down in the first half for the 4th straight game. This is where Keenan Lewis, now you thought he was already injured before he broke it up.
Yes, I did. You know, if you watch him covering his pass down the field, he is limping, chasing Marvin Jones. But how about that right hand stays in between Marvin Jones's hands, and that's why he couldn't bring it in. Let's just watch him as he tries to cover him down the field. Oh, he definitely got a little hitch in there. There's no doubt.
Dalton thought for a moment that Jones was going to pull it down.
This Jones is aggressive towards the football, isn't he?
And Rainey from 6 deep. Already had a nice return to open the game, and another good one here. Given 33 on that run back. Tackled by Scuda. Tomorrow on CBS. It may be cold outside, but there's one place that's always so hot. Talking about Hawaii 5-0. Tomorrow, only CBS.
Confidence builder here for the Steelers. Get down there, at least get a field goal try.
This has been really one of their specialties this year. In the last 2 minutes of the first half, the Steelers have been as good as anybody in the league.
Pass rushers in there for the Bengals, too.
Roethlisberger. Now let's go of it. And finds Antonio Brown at the 40.
Tremendous pass protection for Ben Roethlisberger, but the coverage down the field is good. So it took a long time that time before he could find the open receiver.
Steelers again with 2 timeouts and 1 minute and 20 to go. Wallace without a catch so far. Wide open is Brown at the 25-10 and in for the touchdown. He got away from Adam Jones. 60 yards in all. And again, in the last 2 minutes of the first half, the Steelers strike big.
You bring up these numbers every week to the outside. This is oh boy, what a move, Jim. He weaves inside, that quick move to the outside. Tough for Adam Jones to cover Antonio Brown in that situation. It was another blitz. Ben Roethlisberger untouched, nobody around him, and he makes the perfect throw.
Isaac Redmond got hurt while picking up the blitz. But the Steelers are on the board. Extra point by Sweesum is good. Roethlisberger's first completion longer than 40 yards at home this year. It goes for 60 and 6. Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Scores and highlights. Verizon halftime report. Speaking of Coach Cowher back in the studio, first time he ever met Marvin Lewis, they were 8 years old. They were playing in a youth football game. Growing up a few towns away, and then of course he joined Coach Cowher's staff back in 1992. But Antonio Brown, he's been not 100% because of an ankle injury. He's learning now in his 3rd year. You got to play hurt.
Got to play with a few nicks. I think he's gotten over it. They need him to be just what we saw, another dynamic part of the offense.
Again, the AFC playoff picture, so much riding on this game. Pittsburgh has to win to stay alive. The Steelers lose, they're out. If Cincinnati wins, the Bengals are in the postseason. Of course, that division is unsettled as well, with Baltimore playing the Giants later this afternoon. There's Mike Zimmer. Furious that his defense gave up a touchdown after really putting up a fine effort the first 28 minutes.
Well, Jim, the one thing I've noticed, the defensive line of the Bengals not winning the one-on-one battles in the pass rush for the second quarter. Roethlisberger's had the chances.
Green Ellis comes out of a line of scrimmage jam. As you see, Lewis is still out there on that defense for Pittsburgh. Picks up 4.
Yeah, they got 2 timeouts, the Bengals. And I would say, let's get to halftime, because that play, this crowd, the team is fired up, and this is not about being aggressive. Going at 10-7, a lot of positives. Try to fix what went wrong here in the last little bit.
Second and 6, 30 seconds to go in the half. Run it again. And again, nowhere to go. Hampton and Foot are right there. Steelers call a timeout, leaving them with 1. Some of the old Steelers from 40 years back. Moon Mullins, there's Andy Russell and off in the back. Of course, Mean Joe Green. They're all going to be here at halftime celebrating this 40-year anniversary to the day of the Immaculate Reception. The Steelers' divisional playoff win over Oakland.
Look at that jacket Mean Joe Green's got. I'd like to have that. It's one good-looking jacket.
Maybe he'll give it to you like he gave the kid the soda.
Yeah, there you go. I'll take it. I got to play against Mean Joe Green a few times. It was awesome.
3rd and 7. And Larry Foote's on him again. Timeout, Steelers. Punt coming up with 23 seconds to go in the second quarter. Franco and Rocky. Frenchie Fuqua to the right.
What a group. Franco Harris, you realize he was one big running back who could run, could catch the football.
You think Frenchie Fuqua has any goldfish in his heels here today?
Yeah, that's what he was famous for.
Can we check it out?
He used to wear, if he wore a red outfit, he would have see-through heels with red goldfish, or not goldfish, red fish in there to match the outfit.
He's living up in Detroit now. Ran into his niece here in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago. Really proud of her uncle. 4th down and 5.
Good job by the Steelers managing this clock here at the end of the first half.
Hubert. Bobbled for a moment by Brown. Now spins away. Nowhere to go. Tackled at the 18 with 10 seconds to go. 52-yard punt. Well, here it is. You know that this was a 4th down play. This play led to their first ever playoff win. A franchise born in 1933. It wasn't until this day, 40 years ago today, on that crazy play. You see some fans down here. They put a plaque right there. That is actually the very site where the catch was made at Old Three River Stadium. Very close to where second base was at Old Stadium. There's a knee. Just a few steps away from where Roberto Clemente had stood at second base after getting his 3,000th hit 3 months earlier. Cincinnati 10, Pittsburgh 7 at halftime. We're going to be back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station.
You know, a guy that caught that immaculate reception was a filmman. His name was Ernie Ertz, Jim.
Yeah.
For NFL Films, the TV cameras didn't catch it. He did. I know Ernie, see him all the time down in NFL Films. Legendary guy, really teaches a lot of these young guys for the NFL Films how to do it. What a job by him. You know, really, just this play is just...
Well, no one knew.
It started everything here in Pittsburgh. You just got the winning formula. It just made it move faster.
No one knew exactly what had happened. We talked to Dan Rooney about it on Friday and all the confusion and how Art McNally was on site here up in the box. And so with such class, handled that situation, let the guys on the field settle it. Halftime, Verizon halftime coming up here on Steve. 10-7 Cincinnati. Bengals will be receiving the third quarter kick after deferring at the top. And there is the plaque that yesterday was christened at the exact spot. Old Three Rivers Stadium. And after a presentation at halftime, Mean Joe Green and Mike Tomlin with a little embrace. But 10-7's the score here. Bengals lead it at halftime. And
one of the perks of being the head coach of the Steelers, you get to meet Mean Joe Green and all these unbelievable players. But I know you want to talk about the game.
But one other note, Jack Lambert. It's not someone Mike Tomlin told us he's met, but he's heard from him. He gets notes of encouragement from Jack Lambert.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I think there was a lot of encouragement for the Steelers going in at halftime. That big play to Antonio Brown, and as I look back at the first half, except for the early thrust on both sides, the Steelers have been the aggressor, and they are attacking the Bengals, and we'll see if the Bengals can answer it.
And again, so much in this division to be settled, with Baltimore at 9-5, Cincinnati at 8-6, in with a win today. Pittsburgh controls its own destiny at 7-7.
They do. Ben Roethlisberger talked about that to Bill Cowher and to us. We control it. So everything is not bad here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Ben talking about, everybody says we're a sinking ship. Well, you know what? We control things. And a touchback. And by the way, of course, there are scenarios where Pittsburgh could still win the division as well.
Oh, yeah, sure. There's nothing easy in football now. You look at the first half.
Yeah, Leon Hall with the Bengals touchdown, the 17-yard interception return. Roethlisberger, 113 yards, but 60 of it coming on this pass play to Antonio Brown in the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Well, the Bengals could not run the ball in the first half. You know, look, you just got to get out there and you got to fight. The offensive line's got to be more aggressive and got to look. They're trying to get the big play down the field, but it's along the sidelines.
Dalton intercepted. Cortez Allen jumps right in front of Hawkins, and the Steelers have a takeaway on the first play of the second half.
Big deal for the Steelers this week, getting Cortez Allen back. Number 28, it's going to fall off to the inside. That's what he does. He reads the inside receiver. If he goes up the field, he goes underneath for the interception. He plays it perfectly. The football did not come flying out of Andy Dalton's hand. It hung in the air just a little bit, and Cortez Allen made the play. But that defense was played perfectly. Polamalu took the outside route, and Cortez Allen took the inside route.
First pick by Pittsburgh and over 100 and
how about that?
10 passes, 114 to be exact, and now set up at the 32 with Dwyer at running back. Straight ahead, and for about 6, running behind David DeCastro.
They had it again. The outside ends for the Bengals. That time Michael Johnson just gets a hand on Dwyer's foot to stop him from getting about 5 or 10 more extra yards.
Michael Johnson coming up to the line. This defensive front had a sack of Roethlisberger on the Steelers' first possession of the game, but nothing since. Second down and 5. And he's back Johnson down low. Pecco up high, and a loss on the play of a yard.
A lot of question marks really by me and everybody that was looking at this game thinking, you know, the Bengals talked about it. They need their defensive line to dominate, to go out there and get it done today. And it's like one of the Bengals told us, the Steelers think they're bullies on the offensive side of that offensive line. You can only treat a bully one way. You got to punch him in the nose. Well, they have not done that so far in this game.
Was you're talking figuratively?
Yes, of course.
They did have that knockout hit with the interception return early, and here they are on Roethlisberger, and they've got him for a sack and pushed him so far back he might be out of field goal range.
Yeah, and the guy that made it happen, really, I thought, just looking at it, was Geno Atkins. He gets the key, 97. Top of your screen, just pushes Ramon Foster. It was him. He's stout, he's small, he gets underneath the offensive lineman and just drives him back into Ben Roethlisberger. How about that play?
Boy, it was some action, though.
Geno Atkins came to play.
Boy, did he ever, throwing Beecham down and then, or Foster down, and then Roethlisberger trying to shove Beecham aside. So a field goal would have tied it, but the sack takes him out of range, and the Butler punt travels into the end zone for a net of only 17. So nothing comes up or off of the interception. Still 10-7 big. Now Cincinnati has managed only 7 yards on the ground in this game, 88 total yards. As Dalton throws it over to Green. And that's Cortez Allen, who had the interception just a short moment ago. Holds him to 8 yards. But this offense for the Bengals going against the #1 defense in the NFL, and it's been a struggle.
It has been a struggle. It shows you what a difference getting a defensive back this week for the Steelers and not being hurt. Their secondary. But Andy Dalton overcome the interception. Don't let it get your confidence down. Still go out there and be aggressive throwing the football. You know, the league, you can't be perfect. That interception, you got to shake it off.
Goes to Green again. Knows where that first down marker is. Cortez Allen again shuts off the sideline. Boy, that was a generous spot. Very generous spot, and looks like it'll be enough for the first.
Yeah, it's a good way, and once again, find a way to get the football to your best playmaker. And outside, Cortez Allen, how about that? Fighting off Marvin Jones, getting there. And
I thought he was out of bounds at the 28.
I did. He reached out, and it's where he reached out. That's why they gave him the first down.
Oh, they got a challenge flag out just before the snap.
Ooh, that's a big challenge, Jim. You know, spotting of the football is always a little risky as a coach challenging those, and it would only be third down.
The ruling on the field is a first down. It's being challenged by Pittsburgh, saying that he's short of the line again.
I thought I saw him step out at the 28. Here's what they'll review.
Close.
We're in a challenge issued by the Steelers. After the spot here gave the Bengals a first down, they're saying, wait a minute, he was short of the first.
And now he's out, and you look at that football, tough to judge, but I'm going to say at least a half a yard short of the first down. And Mike Tomlin, if he's right and they remark that football, this will be an interesting call for the Bengals on third and short. From the side, this might even be better. Still inbounds. Out right there. That's it. So
probably just past the 29.
Third down.
After review, the receiver's foot was out of bounds. We'll respot the ball and measure.
That's a good job. Pretty clear that he did not get. That's the good thing, Jim, too. It was at the 30-yard line, the first down marker, so you had something to really go off of.
Yeah, you're coming off a touchback, so you don't necessarily need to bring out the chain gang.
Well, this is the official marker.
Nose has to touch the 30, and it's going to be a good 6 inches shy of it.
Possession started on the 20-yard line. Therefore, since it's short of the 30-yard line, it will be third down. Please put the clock at 12:35.
That's a good call.
At 12:35. Thank you.
You said it. It was a touchback. That's why the football came to the 20. And you've been getting beat on the inside by the Steelers defensive line. We've talked about Larry Foote, Timmons, how good they've been in the inside linebacker. What do you do?
Well, Green Ellis is 14 out of 15 this year on 3rd and 1. Best in the league. Lined up as the tailback out of the eye. Oh, Pittsburgh may have jumped. But go Green Ellis. And look at him scramble down low.
Boy, that was some job. I didn't think he could get back to the line. There is a flag. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think it may have been Hampton across.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Enforcement results in a first down.
Hampton.
Good call. This is what happens, Jim. Isn't it amazing? You block them all. Oh, he's going to be short, too, because his knee was down. But you block them inside. There's nobody to block the outside rushers in Pittsburgh. Awesome at that. That time it was Ryan Clark.
So the penalty really negates the one challenge. 1st and 10 with time. Sings it. Man is there. Caught by Jones. Mahu with aggression shoves him out.
Good job by Andy Dalton. He didn't panic. In other words, it takes so long. He wanted to run, but he hung in there. It was a 3-man rush, and Marvin Jones, good job of keep moving and find the open spot. There is nobody open. Down the field, double coverage on A.J. Green, but the 3-man rush. Andy Dalton, he'll learn this even more, Jim, as he stays longer in the league. When they rush 3, take your time.
Picked up 23, matching the longest play of the day for the Bengals. From the 42, play action, stepping up and getting sacked. It's Timmons.
Lawrence Timmons, we just got to put him on a recording. You can push the button every time he makes a play because he makes a lot of them. 50 sets it up. Said it early in the game. Larry Foote opens the windows, and Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis couldn't get the hit.
Yeah, Green Ellis told us he needed to keep his head on a swivel with all these blitzers.
You know, this is the new way in the league. I think this offseason, we're going to see more teams take outside linebackers, put them inside because you can rush and get to the quarterback quicker on the lane that we just saw Lawrence Timmons take.
2nd down, 14. Here they come again. Pick it up this time. Going down the sideline. Long and over the shoulder. And incomplete. A.J. Green with Curtis Brown defending.
Boy, beautiful throw that time by Andy Dalton. He steps into this, throws it with conviction. That football turns over, just comes straight down, and it gives A.J. Green the chance. That's a tough catch over your head, but that's where the football had to be thrown, and sometimes you can't stop it as a defensive back. Good coverage by Curtis Brown.
Yeah, Curtis Brown's made a couple of nice plays today.
Sure has. Keenan Lewis limping to the bottom of the field.
He's on Jones. 3rd and 14. Down the middle and caught with Timmons on him. Gresham makes the grab and is tackled at the 20.
Well, you know, I had a coach that once told me, here he comes down the seam against Lawrence Timmons, a little move across the field. He said, remember, when the big tight end, for us it was Mark Bavaro, when he's covered, he's open. Okay, and for some reason, I understood that statement.
Okay.
And that's what, right there that time, it looks like he's covered, but throw it behind him, let him adjust and make the catch.
25 on that play. Longest play now of the day by the Bengals. Green Ellis. After 100-yard games, 5 of the last 6 held in check so far. That's a 3-yard gain. He's got a total of 10 on the ground. Thought your fantasy season was over? Well, folks, it's not. NFL Playoff Challenge is back, better than ever. You can win a trip to next year's Super Bowl in New Jersey. Play at NFL.com/fantasy. And a congratulations to the guru, Michael Fabiano, being elected into the Fantasy Writers Hall of Fame for his great work. 2nd down and 7.
Andy Dalton made a few big plays on this drive.
Able to unload it.
Was he outside the pocket?
No, he was not. Mike Carey recognizes that as Woodley and Hood were on him.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 14. From the spot of the foul. Lost it down. 3rd down.
Tackle to tackle. Yes, he was. It's so close, it's so tight that it looked like he wasn't outside the pocket. He did get the football past the line of scrimmage, but since there's no receiver out there for him to throw to, now you got to You want some yards here to give yourself a chance for a much easier field goal.
Well, from here it'd be about 51. You know how rare the 50-yarders are at Heinz Field. Pass incomplete and all kinds of traffic. And a flag comes out. It hit Zeitler in the back.
Well, they're going to call this illegal touching. Well, the Steelers that time came with another blitz.
Deliberate illegal touching by the offense, number 71.
It's Andre Smith.
Yeah, I didn't think it was deliberate, but they blitz from the other side. Oh, I see. They're going to call this because it hit Zeitler, and then I think Andre Smith was thinking,
that's illegal touching. It's declined, 4th down.
Interesting. And they decline it, so he actually had touched that pass. Had touched Hawkins' hands.
Did he touch it? I was trying to see. I couldn't quite tell if he nipped it with his finger. Boy, look at this. The Bengals are sending Andy Dalton back on. I thought they might try a 50-yard field goal. Very little wind on the field today. I watched the kickers before the game, and they were very successful as they were kicking 45 to 55-yard field goals.
How about this interesting first, the decision to decline the penalty. 4th and 22 now.
Right. I think there's some type of play here to either get them off sides. I was thinking quick punt or quick kick by Andy Dalton.
Needs to get to the 11 for a first.
If they're going for the first down, they are. I just can't believe it.
Down the sideline and caught. What a catch. Now they rule him out. A.J. Green came down with it. Instead of 1st and goal to go, the ball goes over on downs to the Steelers. Green reached up to grab it. 1 foot in. Oh, this is close. Look how close this is. 1 foot in, the second one.
Toe gets down, but that doesn't finish the play. When you're backwards like this, it's where the rest of the foot or the heel, it's definitely out of bounds.
And the Steelers have Miller open. He's at the 50 and tackled down at the 45 by Crocker. Gilberry knocked down Roethlisberger, but he completes one for 22.
They're having really good success. These play action fakes. That time, boy, what a nice job of acting by Heath Miller. And we hear the crowd every time he makes the catch.
Roethlisberger gets walloped. But again, they start in a good position. Interesting decision, though. You know, the wind actually is a little favorable. It would have been a 51-yard attempt by Josh Brown had they gone that direction instead of going for it on 4th and 22. Brown has 29 kicks made all time from beyond 50 in his career. As Dwyer gains about 3.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting decision, Jim. I thought it was interesting that the Bengals went for it instead of punting them maybe back inside if you didn't want to kick the field goal. They almost get the completion, but the Steelers not taking the penalty kept them in possible field goal try position. And you can see the edge of that right foot. That's the rule. Even though your toe comes in, the heel has to come down, and that's what came out of bounds.
He tried to spin that right foot around and not let the heel fall. 2nd and 7. Roethlisberger was setting it up for the long ball. Instead goes sideline and has the connection with Wallace for the first time today.
Well, he's doing it. How about that? When you're looking to the right, nice play action fake. They want to go down the middle or a double move that time. But the outlet receiver, Mike Wallace, deep down the left sideline. And why that works is because you have to respect the speed of Mike Wallace. That's why he's open like that late in the play.
58.
Third time in the last 5 games that Wallace was shut out in the first half. Now he's going to handle it again. Going to lose a couple. Pushed out by Manny Lawson.
Bengals have a lot of guys, Manny Lawson, Michael Johnson. They got that tall guys, look like basketball players almost. They can run. So Manny Lawson in good position there, able to push him out of bounds. Besides Geno Atkins, though, who else has pressured the quarterback today for this pass rushing unit of the Bengals? The answer is nobody.
Second and 11. Archery. Wrapped up by a Newman. Hey, we don't get to see the Bengals all that often, but Geno Atkins, seeing him in person, everything that we had heard.
Yeah, he's everything and more. And what's really impressive, he can play the run, holds up blockers, gets off of them, and he's just slow to the ground and powerful. He gets underneath offensive linemen.
That play in particular right there, the way he shoved Ramon Foster aside.
Oh, it's just the best defensive line play of the day.
Third down, Roethlisberger 0 for 5 on third down today. The team is 1 for 8 on the conversions. Completion this time, Sanders. And the first down at the 11.
Ben Roethlisberger paid the price. I'll tell you what, you talk about hanging in the pocket, and it is closing in fast. Nowhere to move. It's a blitz. Oh, a little extra pump by Roethlisberger, which we see so much, but he waited and waited, and at the last second, Nate Clemens not able to stay with Sanders.
First down at the 11. Roethlisberger's hit his last 6 passes.
When you blitz and the quarterback stands there that long, the defensive backs cannot hold up.
Dwyer trying to bounce outside and swarmed by the Bengal defense that time, including Burfict and Pecco on a loss of 3.
You watch Ben Roethlisberger, Jim, after he handed it off, he's definitely got a little limp here.
It happened on the previous play when he was hit by Dunlap on the completion to Sanders.
He'll need some time to walk it off. So we've done this team 4 weeks in a row. We hear the same story about all the defensive players and coaches. Tackle him low. Go high, you can't bring him down.
The second and 13. Coming after him and getting to him back at the 24. You wanted someone else to step up. Michael Johnson got there first.
There you go. That's the matchup they like. They want Michael Johnson. They were hoping he would have a big day. Carlos Dunlap going against Beachum, not there. And Johnson, quick, comes around the coverage down the field, gave him that extra little beat, and that's what got him to the quarterback.
And Atkins was in the area as well. Legursky is running out onto the field at the last moment. Pouncey has come out. So Legursky will go in at center here. And now a timeout called by the Steelers in all of this. A 3rd and 20 play on the way. Steelers down 3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Toyota Care, caring for you and your car. And by AT&T, rethink possible.
And we're back at Heinz Field. This was the play, C53 in the center of your screen. Marquise Pouncey gets rolled up the right knee, and he limped to the bench. And during all that, when Legursky came in to replace him, the Steelers decided to call timeout. And then Pouncey said, you know what, I can go back in.
How about that? And you can do that. If there's a timeout, you're allowed to come back in after an injury.
3rd and 20 from the 22. Rainey cannot get the handle.
Good drop.
That would have lost a couple of more, made the kick even longer for Sweesom. And that was Michael Johnson defending on Rainey.
Carlos Dunlap coming from Roethlisberger's right side is flying. And we've talked about the speed. Michael Johnson that time playing a little off the line of scrimmage, able to react to Rainey.
So it'll be a 40-yard field goal try for Sweesom, who missed from 24, though it was not his fault. It was a shaky snap from Greg Warren. He's been so reliable for years. Butler on the hold. And Sweezum, who saw his 15 straight make streak come to an end, starts another one to tie the game at 10 from 40 yards. Worked to perfection this time, and it's 10-10 in the third. Aerial coverage on this sunny day in Pittsburgh provided by MetLife. Snow on the way tomorrow, though, on Christmas Eve. Wallace and Roethlisberger and Haley having a little chat on the sideline. Sweezum sends it down for a touchback. Saturday, one of the great rivalries in all of sport. College basketball, Coach Cal's Kentucky Wildcats, Coach Pitino's Louisville Cardinals. Next Saturday here on CBS, and it all begins with CBS Sports presents 75 years of March Madness behind the mic, followed by a coach's perspective. A big celebration year for college basketball. 2 o'clock next Saturday gets it all started.
Well, I'll get a chance to watch that. That's the show you hosted, right?
Couple of them.
Couple of them, good.
We got a busy year. Greg Gumbel
I'll evaluate you on
hosting
the air
one as
next
well.
week.
Please do.
Tell everybody what you did, if you did it well or not. I'm an honest guy, so you can trust me.
I'll get it right back to you, pal. Okay. First and 10 to go. Here at the 20. And Jones. McKeesel holding on, gain of 1. Got an update. James Brown, Shannon Sharp in New York.
Washington's RG3.
RG3's second touchdown of the day, JB. This one a 22-yard and a beauty. Santana Moss with the toe touch in the corner of the end zone. 27-13. The Washington Redskins trying to hold on to that number 4 seed.
I'm sorry, Phil Simms says he's Robert Griffin III, not quite RG3 yet. Okay. Back to Jim and Phil.
That's right, JB. That's what I said. I'm glad you listened to me every once in a while.
Second and 9 and incomplete.
I said, Jim, you can't call him RG3 and no nicknames until you make the Pro Bowl. Of course, that's going to change. I think he's
not long to go.
He's going to the Pro Bowl. Andy Dalton missed that throw. They've had very good success today, throwing quick and outside.
This offense, though, again, really has been harnessed by Pittsburgh's stopping of the run.
No threat.
Bengals averaging less than a yard per carry. And Dalton now with 3rd and 9. He's missed his last 4 passes. Zipped away. That was Cortez Allen. Pass was headed toward Hawkins.
What a difference today. The defensive backs, Cortez Allen, number 28. Oh boy, is he in position. It's a good thing Andy Dalton put a little heat on this one, because he's going right underneath, just doesn't have time to react to try to make the interception.
And again, the only touchdown by Cincinnati today came from its defense. Leon Hall's interception return. He's been averaging 55 yards a punt today. Got another going here that sends Brown back to the 23. Brown up the middle. And they close in on him quickly at the 34. Jeremy Miles on the tackle after a 57-yard punt.
Jim, what a difference Cortez Allen is making. How about last week? So many easy completions given up by this defense with Tony Romo throwing it. Today they are contesting these throws. And yeah, that's right. You are tough today, no doubt about it. You know, Keenan Lewis beat up, limping, still out there getting it done.
We've got Antonio Brown down on the field. Not gotten up since being tackled on that return. Had an ankle injury at midseason, missed 3 games.
It's amazing. And then, you know, you talk about these games, these teams. How about, it's always a trickle-down effect. Antonio Brown getting up. But look at all the problems we saw last week with the Steelers defense. Why? Because one corner was down. Then they lost the second guy. They lost their slot defender. And then during the game, they lost Keenan Lewis. Now all the blitzing, everything else you do kind of falls apart because you miss those defensive backs. And the same can be said for the wide receivers of the Steelers. They all kind of help each other. It's a package.
It's Sanders who comes in for him. And Mendenhall is back at running back. Put together some good running in that second quarter. This time they're in on him quickly. Holding the one.
Yeah. Gathers from the outside. You know, as I watch this game here today, the Bengals they're just not making the plays that I know they want to. The Steelers, it just kind of looks like the defense. They got a lot of veterans. They're tough, and they're going to put this game in the hands of Ben Roethlisberger on the offensive side. And why not? I would too if I was their coach.
2nd and 9.
Hey, 55.
He saw the blitz.
About 2 yards shy of a first. Now Aluga holds them to 7.
Timing is everything when you're going to blitz. It's the most important part of blitzing. And Burfict, the rookie, played his hand too quick. Ben Roethlisberger saw it. They shifted the offensive front, and he gets a completion.
Antonio Brown at the bottom of the screen is back in here. 3rd and 2.
Hey, 55. Double. Center.
Asked Mendenhall to pick it up, and no, he's bounced back. He is shoved back by Pat Sims.
Yeah, they had the run stopper in there. Pat Sims, Petco, and of course Geno Atkins, all tremendous against the run, and he gets inside and nowhere for Mendenhall to go. Talked about it. Their 2nd and 3rd round draft picks for the Bengals defensive linemen, they can't even get suited up because of all the players they have.
And Butler. Jones fields it at the 11, and he is met right away by Curtis Brown.
Mike Tomlin's happy, isn't it, to see all these, they call them gunners, the guys that go down for the punt on the outside. Last week, the defensive backs were hurt, so it really hurt this part of their game. Boy, that's a great job by Curtis Brown getting around.
Got away from Jason Allen and then immediately made the hit on Jones.
Oh my gosh, open field, they can go anywhere, and he makes the tackle.
After a 48-yard punt.
Now keeps the crowd, field position, and the Bengals can't run the football.
Bolton finds Jones again, who's had a busy day. Picks up 6.
Yeah, that's where they're having their success, Jim. And it's not great. These short passes outside keeps the down and distance in the Bengals' favor. That's always a big deal. Now, I'm not going to say they're not trying, because they have fired a lot of footballs 30 yards and over down the football field today, just haven't come up with the big catches or plays.
Polamalu up the middle and immediately gets in on Dalton. How many times have we seen that? Polamalu timing it just right. His first career sack came against Cincinnati back in 2003. Been making plays for years against the Bengals. And look at him, just come right around his own man Hampton.
Oh, and listen, that is all him. That was not the play called. They brought him back in the backfield because the tight end, Charles, comes inside. And Polamalu, the timing, obvious run situation. The Steelers played it again, and he made the big play.
First career touchdown for Polamalu came on a pick 6 against Cincinnati. So drops him back 6 here. On 3rd and 10. A timeout called by Cincinnati. Remember this one, talking about how he just bust across the line against Tennessee in 2010. On Kerry Collins.
They're great from the outside. They're getting these defensive backs and safeties free. And then that last play, we said it early, didn't you and I talk about this stuff all the time during the week? That every week, this is the 3rd week, we see him improving, and we're seeing the player that we're used to seeing out there on defense making plays like that.
He missed 9 games because of a calf injury.
Well, I'll tell you, there's the suddenness or the whatever you want to say, making plays is back today for this Steeler defense. And they got the interception in a play like that. That's like sacking the quarterback on a pass.
And they forced Cincinnati into a timeout. The crowd is absolutely stirred with 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dalton has his man at the 30-yard line. Hawkins for 19 yards to close out the quarter.
Might be the best throw of the day by Andy Dawkins. Nice move inside by Hawkins. It's zone. He hits the seam, and Andy Dalton fires it in there.
We are back for the start of the fourth quarter. 15 minutes to go with a playoff spot on the line. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms here in Pittsburgh. What a play to end the third quarter on a 3rd and 10. And now Dalton's going for the big ball.
Good call.
Flag is out. It's going to be on Cortez Allen.
Cortez Allen, he knew A.J. Green was going by him, so I think he grabbed him. I could see A.J. Green definitely slow down.
Pass interference. Defense number 28 in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Top of the screen. Oh, yeah, boy, he is smoking, and that's a good job by Cortez Allen. I don't know if he's going to reach that football, but I'll say this about the Bengals today. We talked about it, Jim, coming in. Are they going to try to make those big plays? And the answer is yes. They've been close a couple times. Marvin Jones in the end zone. A.J. Green on the 4th down.
Yeah, they've tried. They've had a number of long balls down the sideline. That was a 28-yard penalty on number 28 from the 42 of the Steelers. Open. Ball comes out. Scooped up by Clark. And the Steelers have another takeaway. A.J. Green coughed up the football.
Boy, they picked up that blitz beautifully. Andy Dalton, nobody around him. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Throw, catch, run. It's definitely possession of the football unless he was bobbling it the whole time.
Cortez Allen was the one who knocked it out.
Oh, he did. A.J. Green did not protect the football. Couldn't get it into his body fast enough. Good recovery by Cortez Allen to knock it out.
Harrison comes flying in here at the end, and he was shaken up. You see Harrison tumbling over, but it's Ryan Clark who scoops it up.
Well, you look at it, A.J. Green was trying to get it there. It looked like maybe his elbow was hit.
With replay.
Of course, it's a turnover, so that will be reviewed. This has been reviewed for a long time. For Green, his 156th career catch. It would be his first ever lost fumble.
Yeah, catches the ball, possession of it. Okay, it looks good in slow motion. Let's watch it full speed, and here's how you judge it. Good pickup by Ben Jarvis. Catch it, run with the football. It's not bang, bang. In other words, does he catch, and is it fast as a fumble? No, the answer is no. So I don't see any way this can be overturned. But I have been wrong every now and then.
After review, the rule on the field is confirmed. The receiver got 2 feet down, controlled, turned upfield, lost the ball for a fumble, recovered by Pittsburgh, first down.
So first ever lost fumble in his career, and the Steeler defense has its second takeaway of the half.
Well, they're getting some of the things they want today. What a big turn of events. The Steelers being aggressive, got the interception. They get this fumble here. I mean, yeah, the interception, then the fumble. Turnovers, they have been not getting them so far this year.
Mendenhall. and then shoved back by Newman. Again, a Cincinnati win would put the Bengals in the playoffs. If Pittsburgh wins, the Steelers will go into next week with a win against Cleveland, clinching a playoff berth, and could in fact possibly even take the division, depending on what the Ravens do. So everything hinging at the moment on this outcome.
Well, I think both these teams are really good, but I know a lot of teams in the AFC are probably rooting against the Steelers today. They go, okay, we know the Bengals are an up-and-coming team, no doubt, but do we really want to see this defense and have to defend Ben Roethlisberger?
2nd down and 7. And incomplete. Took a long time to run that play and fake the handoff to Redmond. We've got an update in New York.
Patriots, Shannon.
Started off sluggish, JB, but Tom Brady has them back in business. Wes Welker, 2-yard touchdown, 23-16. Patriots over the Jags.
Patriots have never lost to the Jags in the regular season. Back to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
And you're talking about teams that maybe don't want to see Ben. That scenario you gave, it could be a Pittsburgh, who knows, that New England matchup in the wild card round, a 6 against a 3. Still a lot to play out, but that's a possibility. As Roethlisberger's met again, and the ball comes out, fallen on by DeCastro. It was Atkins getting to him one more time.
It's the inside fake. Boy, Ben Roethlisberger really slow getting up. It's the inside fake blitz. Now when they do that, they get the single blocking against the defensive line, and Geno Atkins beats DeCastro again.
But it's Gilberry at the knee right here. And 4th and 19, and really limping. We saw him earlier in this game limping around, but took a really vicious hit. Butler. A lot of hang time with this one. Jones is met by a couple of Steelers, including the snapper Warren. 42-yard punt. 10-10 game.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Kia Motors and the Sorrento crossover. Learn more at kia.com. And by the Samsung Galaxy S3. The next big thing is already here.
Twice now the Steelers have forced turnovers, but no points materializing off of those takeaways, and now the Bengals offense. On the 37, out to Hawkins for a gain of 9. And remember when Roethlisberger got hurt against Kansas City, it was a collision between two chief defenders, and this one was the same case.
Really lucky, fortunate, or smart, however you look at it, Roethlisberger did get his feet off the ground, which really saved him.
And now the Bengals. A 2nd and 1, a Bengals offense that's produced 3 points through 9 drives. Open and complete to Jones. And Harrison's back out there on defense after he was shaken up.
Pass complete to Jones.
Roethlisberger, when he came to the sideline, grimacing. A brief discussion with the team doctor, Dr. James Bradley, and he's just going to shake it off.
Well, he
Try to.
Shaking off so many big hits in his career. This new offense has taken some of the hits away from Ben Roethlisberger, but this Bengals team, they can get after the quarterback.
There's the 10, and a little too steep for the 5'7" Hawkins.
Really good throw, and it's just what happens here. He throws it perfectly, Andy Dalton, but we're talking about a small receiver where you're trying to throw the football over Timmons and in front of Troy Polamalu. A little slip there too, stops it, but good decision, good throw by Andy Dalton. I really like what they've done on offense, Jim. They just, the heck with the run. Tire the defense out, keep throwing the football from the spread formation.
2nd and 10. ducks and gets decked. McClendon. And a loss of 7.
Easy for me to say, but you know you're going to throw it every down. The initial coverage is good. Rip it out of bounds right now over the head of a receiver. Because they're doing a good job of staying in front of you. Nobody open. Boy, good coverage that time all over the field. Top of the screen, nothing there.
Drops him into a 3rd and 17. And batted away. Picked off out of bounds by Allen. Well, they haven't given the signal yet. They're going to give him the pick. Which again, all takeaways are reviewed. That was Josh Victorian in there who deflected it.
Boy, what a job. Good coverage. Inbounds. Does he hold it as he hits the ground?
Well, that's as good as a punt. So is this an interception?
Cortez Allen. Possession. Knee is inbounds. Never loses it once he falls out of bounds. And to me, yes, that is an interception.
Came on 3rd and 17. It would be a net, if you will, of 30-yard difference. So it's confirmed now as an interception.
What a day for Cortez Allen. This defensive backs, they have answered the bell after last week, that's for sure.
Speaking of answering the bell, Ben is back out there. After getting walloped on his last snap. Gives it to Dwyer. Got a couple.
We just sit here and watch the game, don't we? Or don't you, Jim? And you just go, okay, it's really down now. We're here in the 4th quarter, 10-10. It's who's going to make the play.
Well, you know, we've had 3 points in the second half, but it has been one entertaining half of football.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's tension-packed because the defenses, man, when they get the opportunity, they are slamming it on the offensive side.
Black 20. Black, what's up?
2nd and 8. And Roethlisberger fires it in there for a completion to Antonio Brown at the 39 and a gain of 14.
Really good route.
Both of them playing hurt.
Yeah, they are. Good point. Bottom of the screen, up the field, plants the foot, and then drives back to catch it. That's the difference. He saw the football in the air, and once you see it, you have to react to it. Don't let it come to you. Good coverage by Terrence Newman. I mean, it really was very good, but aggressive play by Antonio Brown. Well, he's a good route runner, isn't he? And he's got quick feet, changes direction.
White 80. Why is that?
First down carry.
They're outnumbered. Just no chance.
That's Sims and others in on Dwyer for a loss of 2. On Wednesday, Inside the NFL. We'll be there with JB and Chris.
You call it Inside the NFL. I call it the 1 hour where I straighten out Chris Collinsworth.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's just my little pet name for the show.
Okay. I'll have to ask him what he calls it.
Yeah.
I think he may have other ideas.
I don't think you could say that on the air.
Well, a loss of 2 on that last play. 2nd and 12.
Mike 58.
And Roethlisberger from behind is taken down. Pecco along with Gathers, and a flag is down in the secondary.
Well, they're going to go holding on the Bengals. They sniffed that play out. I think it was going to be a screen.
Holding
Miller.
Defense number 29 from the previous 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Did you see Ben's reaction like, hey, it's about time?
Well, watch inside. Heath Miller is there, and they're just staying with him. Look at Burfict. See, he released. And then Leon Hall in the slot against Emmanuel Sanders just carries him too far down the field. Really only about 2 or 3 yards too far, but pretty easy for the officials to see.
Gives him a first down at the 42.
Black, what's that?
At the number, and incomplete and almost intercepted. Over the head of Miller and nearly scooped up by Chris Crocker.
I really like these play-action fakes by Ben Roethlisberger because once he fakes, he comes up and there's a certain rhythm to it, and he throws absolute missiles. That last completion we saw to Antonio Brown and that throw to Heath Miller that time.
Black 20! Black, what's that?
Second and 10. Was looking to launch it way down the field. Instead went underneath to Miller. And it's Crocker again. He's there to knock it out, incomplete.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Chris Crocker today, but you talked to Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator. When they brought him back to this Bengals team on defense, he's the great communicator, can tell the defensive backs what to do, and more than anything, it lets Reggie Nelson, the other safety, number 20, free up and just play because he is a physical guy who's great near the line of scrimmage.
They have sacked Roethlisberger 3 times on third down today. And that's the situation right here, 3rd and 10.
3 down linemen, a little different look.
Roethlisberger. Almost intercepted. Reggie Nelson with another flag down.
Holding, offense number 73. Penalty decline, 4th down.
So Cincinnati's defense able to get the Steelers off the field with 8:14 to play.
Well, we talked to Marquise Pouncey, the center, about Ben Roethlisberger and his movement. He said in the offensive line room, they got one rule. The play is never over because the guy can move.
Butler, who had a 79-yard punt in the last home game, longest in the league this year. Tate lets it go over his head into the end zone, another flag.
1st and 10, Cincinnati at their 20-yard line.
For a minute, I thought Tate might make a play on that ball. He caught one last week at Philadelphia at his own 1-yard line, which didn't make Coach Lewis very happy.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 80. Half the distance to the goal, they retain possession. First down, timeout.
He'll start at the 10-yard line. The Bengals needing a win to get in to the playoffs.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Get to a better state with a discount double check. And by Best Buy. What will your gift do?
We are back here in Pittsburgh again on this celebration weekend of the 40-year anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. Marvin Lewis was just a kid here in Pittsburgh, was attending a wrestling match at Bill Cowers High School at that time on that day. 1st and 10. Green Ellis. Only a yard.
Well, you look at this right here, Jim, and not going to get over dramatic, but this could be the game. The Bengals are backed up. Don't get a first down. Field position could be huge. So a little pressure on this Bengals offense. They need to change, if nothing else, change field position. And of course, the same can be said about the Steelers defense. Be aggressive. Don't be passive because you got the offense backed up.
You saw that stat, 11 yards rushing, shut down like no other time this season. Green Ellis. Like he's seen it all day long. Steelers in his face. No gain. Larry Foote is there. And James Brown and Shannon Sharp are there in New York with the update.
Hey, Jim, as you know, there's been no quit in the Saints all season.
And I wanted to see if the Cowboys and Tony Romo would come up big today. But it's been Drew Brees with this 375 yards and 3 touchdowns. This 60-yarder to Marcus Colston sets up a 3-yard touchdown. Drew Brees to Dave Thomas. 31-17. Saints over the boys.
Jim Nance, Bill Sims.
I'm not sure that was Tony Romo's fault right there.
He's got to tackle him too, you know. But big down here.
3rd and 9. And a big conversion out to the 23.
What a throw by Andy Dalton. This time he steps into it and gets it.
Gresham with the catch.
Yes. Good protection. Nobody in front of him. And Gresham, first-round draft pick, big tight end. Boy, nice job of standing in there and gets on top of the ball. You know, I always say that for a quarterback, they know when you get on top of it, you're going to drive it into a tight space, usually right on target.
And a new set of downs with 6 minutes to go. Got a nice pickup here to Green. Spins away from Allen and then Polamalu and then Clark makes the tackle after a pickup of 15.
Yep, you got A.J. Green out there. I'll tell you what, you got to play safe. And Cortez Allen, he played it exactly right, except you got to go up and make the tackle.
Ryan Clark, after making this tackle, falls back down onto the ground and now on his feet walking to the sideline. So an injury timeout for a moment. Well, next week, doubleheader action on the final week of the regular season, including Baltimore at Cincinnati. Check your local listings. All these games subject to some scheduling reworkings of the time. All getting started with the NFL today at noon Eastern time. And you look at the AFC playoff picture. Houston's going to fall today to Minnesota. The Vikings putting up a big performance. Will Allen has come in for Ryan Clark. First down for the Bengals. Quick give to Green Ellis. And that's going to be his longest run of the day, 4 yards. By the way, you look at the NFC playoff picture, Dallas is losing, but it is interesting. Every time Dallas loses, it's always Romo's fault. Today, he's thrown 2 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Yeah, well, they're a team beat up like a lot of teams in the NFL, just trying to hang in there. And they've really done a pretty good job till now. But you look at this, the big surprise, you said it, Minnesota. They've just turned into a team powerful. They go out there and just try to beat you up. It's old style.
2nd down and 6. Wide open. Green to the Pittsburgh side. And he's out of bounds.
Pass complete to Green.
Well, the throw by Dalton is good, but Jim, you look at this drive, getting the first downs, the time off the clock, changing field position. What a drive by the Cincinnati Bengals. This could define their season if they're able to take this in, kick a game-winning field goal, or score.
Well, it was a 21-yard pickup. All the way to the Steelers' 37. Ryan Clark is back out there. Green Ellis has never had a chance to kick it into second gear today. That's a loss of 1.
Tackled by Taylor.
Well, Phil, you said when they started this drive back at the 10-yard line that this could be their season right here. This drive by the Bengals.
Yeah, you know, so many things. It's just interesting. The Steelers have won some Super Bowls here in the last few years. The Bengals, they need to get the playoffs, everything to validate who they are and what they've done. And for Andy Dalton, just to do it in this moment, if he comes through and then leads them to a score.
2nd and 11. No flags down. I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers may have jumped. And that's no gain. And Ziggy Hood falls on him right at the line of scrimmage. James Harrison in on the play too.
I was going to say it'll answer a lot of questions about this Bengals football team, but the Steelers, yeah, they get so close to jumping off sides and the blitzes so many times, but they're a blitzing team. They practice it all the time. That's what it's about. I've said it's about timing the snap count. And nobody does it better than the Steelers.
3rd and 11, and it's probably too far to expect any kind of field goal attempt if they don't gain anything here. Dalton down the sideline, and man for man, Keenan Lewis with A.J. Green. Polamalu blitzed the quarterback and caused that pass to be well overthrown.
He comes free, watch 43 out, and then comes underneath. and Andy Dalton has no choice but really to throw it away, and that's what you do. When it's an important play, you do what you do best. Blitz.
Well, they've got Josh Brown on the field.
And wow.
This would be a 56-yard field goal try, would be the longest ever at Heinz Field.
He was kicking it this far in warm-ups. I watched him. I would punt because I would play conservative.
He's going to go for it from 56 yards. Brown's kick is short. Well short. Longest field goal ever made here in a NFL game, 52 yards. And because of the miss now, excellent starting field position coming up here for Pittsburgh.
And you know, real quick, why I would punt, I would put the pressure on the Steelers offense. What are they going to do? They're going to be aggressive. You could stop them quick. You know, you could get field position, or you could get a turnover, a lot of things. Now, missing that field goal, that's why I'm conservative. You give the Steelers freedom, Jim.
And the football at the 46.
There's no pressure when the football's on the 46-yard line. There'd be a lot of pressure if it was inside the 10 to make the calls, much less execute it.
3:18 on the clock. First down from the 46. Incomplete. Got an update on the Colts trying to get into the playoffs. JB and Shannon back in New York.
Coach Cowher likes Andrew Luck's fourth quarter play. Here, hook it up. Touchdown toss by the Colts. They go on top right now, 20-13. 4:03 left in regulation. Back to Jim and Phil.
All right, thank you, JB. A Colts victory would put them into the playoffs.
I thought Kansas City would play that game tough today. Nothing's easy in the NFL, of course.
Blue 30. Blue 30.
Second and 10. Mendenhall shakes off the tackle. What a big run by Mendenhall to pick up the first down.
What we talk about, why were the Bengals afraid of him at running back? Because of one word, the bounce. Well, two words. Bounce out. And that time, nothing inside. Rashard Mendenhall has that speed to make it look easy. And towards the end of last year, before he got hurt, he was one of the top running backs in the NFL.
As he walked back after being pushed out of bounds and a gain of 12, Tomlin gave him a high five for that effort. Stuck for a moment and then falls forward for 4.
Well, big 4 yards. It is big 4 yards. Now it changes the thought process for the Steelers on the offensive side, and watch the clock. Take your time. That way, Jim, here's why you do it. Because if it gets to a 4th down and short, the clock can kind of be in your favor or not so much against you, and maybe it would change your decision to go for it. The end of these games, these coaches, a lot of little decisions that you always have to be thinking of.
99, yeah.
Second and 6, 2:25 to play. Each team with 2 timeouts. And that's a big tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Crocker coming up along with Gathers.
Look like the Steeler defense. They played the situation. They attacked it. Obvious run, and they get it done.
Heath Miller is down.
Nobody there to block Crocker. That's why he came flying in there and makes the tackle. Heath Miller top of the screen. Right ankle got rolled over, it looked like.
Crowd is chanting his name in support of him. Coming up, the Subway postgame show. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher. All the latest scores and highlights coming up on the Subway postgame show. Miller was shaken up in the first half, and he came right back in a play later. He's had one of his best seasons ever, if not his best.
Well, you talked to Mike Tomlin, we both did last week, about Heath Miller. Oh boy, they're going to help him off the field. Not a good sign. Just what a unique athlete he was. To play all sports, quarterback in high school, moved to tight end at Virginia.
Look at Brett Kiesel out there to help out.
I tell you, everybody in this team respects him. Well, the whole city does. It really kind of, kind of personifies the Steeler, doesn't he? Just a hard-working, no-nonsense guy, and that can do everything well. Doesn't get all the credit because he doesn't have the flash.
He doesn't want credit. Yeah, you could tell where he stands on this team, the way the team reacted to him. Heading to the sideline. And we're going to have a third down coming up, 3rd and 8 out of the 2-minute warning. They are looking at Heath Miller's right knee, but we're coming in on a huge 3rd and 8 from the 40 of Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's really interesting. What do? You got to be thinking ahead if you're Mike Tomlin. What if you come up short? If it's 4th and 1 or 2, I'm sure he doesn't want to make this decision. If they don't make it, I expect him to punt.
They're going to take off with gets to about the 36 and a pickup of 4. Now you start talking about field goal or punt on this situation.
Let's see who called timeout. Really good call by Marvin Lewis. Put the pressure on the Steelers to make this play.
Sweesom is out there like he's going to attempt one.
Yeah, they're going to try it. And we'll watch Ben Roethlisberger. Nobody open, so he runs it. But why you call that timeout real fast, Jim? Because if you let the clock run down, well, that takes more pressure off the Steelers to decide if they want to kick the field goal or punt the football.
His 54-yard try coming up here.
Wow.
His career long is 52. And again, the longest ever made here at Heinz Field, 52. Missed a 24-yarder earlier when the snap was not spot on.
Against the end that we always talk about, you got all these numbers, and this is the tough end to kick the field goals into. There is a little wind on the field, nothing great.
Again, if you miss, you're going to set up Cincinnati.
I think he's got to flush it to make it.
At the 43, so it's going to be officially 53 yards. 53 for the lead with 151. Easy kick. No good. Didn't have the distance.
You said it right. That was a big gamble. Mike Tomlin went for it.
The one miss that he had before today, Sweesom, had come at Tennessee when he had missed from 54 yards, and it set up the Titans then for a short drive to win a game on a field goal. Miller's heading in very gingerly. But Andy Dalton and the Bengals now.
How about this? What a turn of events.
Both teams trying long-range field goals, setting up the other one near midfield.
Going to be both made decisions that would definitely be questioned big time by their fan base, media, everybody trying those long field goals.
That play is open for Green. Bounced out by Keenan Lewis and Cortez Allen. Picks up 9.
Let me go back a little for this Bengals defense. Spread them, throw the football outside. They've done a lot of nice little things like that today. Andy Dalton's hit a few down the field in tough coverage, but also it's this, Jim. You and I laughed about it. Why would you want to try to run against this defensive front and inside against Timmons and Foote, who have been spectacular? Go where you think the weakness is, or the perceived weakness, and that's outside throwing the ball.
2nd and 1. Not able to do anything on the ground, but they'll go back to it here. Polamalu again tried to bust through, and again the Steelers hold them to no gain.
Playing it down in distance.
Another 3rd and 1, crucial, coming up.
If you do run it, you have to give them an unusual look. Out of the shotgun, a formation, whatever it is, where the Steelers just can't get their keys and go, we're going to attack that spot to stop the run.
Brian Leonard comes in as a running back as they'll go spread and shotgun on 3rd and 1. They'll go for the big ball to Green, and he cannot find it.
You know, that call does not bother me. It's that Andy Dalton just rushed it. Give it a little more air so there's more room for error. Right there, he's even. He gets the arm extended. He knew it as soon as it went out of his hand and he threw it too far.
Kevin Huber to handle another punt. And Antonio Brown stands at the 10.
The Steeler defense, that's why Mike Tomlin's willing to take chances. They bailed it out.
That's right. Fair catch signal. And Brown has it at the 11. After a 37-yard punt, just 44 seconds to go in regulation. The first touchdown, a Leon Hall interception, 17-yard return. Steelers missed from 24 out. And then Josh Brown made it 10-0. In the last 2 minutes of the first half, a 60-yard touchdown strike. Roethlisberger to Brown. Sweesum tied it from 40. And then misses. First from 56 by Cincinnati. And then from 53 by Pittsburgh. Two timeouts for the Steelers. Redmond for 12. And they decide not to take the timeout.
Yeah, should have. Everybody always waits, and it takes so much longer than you think.
Flag is out.
Could be delay a game for laying on the receiver.
Delay a game. Defense number 55 staying on top of the runner with a dead ball. 5-yard penalty. Still first down, 5 yards to go.
Well, that's a little too much of a delay. That's a good fake. He says, oh, my hand hurts. It could, but stays on top. Yeah, that's...
Max Starks comes over to encourage him, so to speak, to get off his teammate. That did stop the clock as well, plus the 5 yards. From the 29. Roethlisberger tipped. Incomplete. Diving attempt made by Dunlap.
Protection very good. Tip balls in the middle of the field. What saves the Steelers? Everybody is going deep, so there's no extra defensive players to get this football. What a job by Carlos Dunlap.
Again, the Subway postgame show with JB, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer and Coach Cowher comes up right after this one. The latest playoff scenarios, the scores and highlights coming up on the Subway postgame show. Second and 5 with 24 seconds. Roethlisberger on the run, throws, and is intercepted! Intercepted by Nelson. Reggie Nelson has it with 14 seconds to go at the 45 of the Steelers.
Here's what they do. They're playing the clock. The Bengals are. Look how deep Reggie Nelson and the safeties are. They're not going to let something get behind them. Roethlisberger moves, and he sees Mike Wallace. Here he comes. He sees it. Reggie Nelson reacts, and it had to be a perfect throw, and it was not. Good job by the Bengals on the offense, on the defensive side, playing the situation correctly. Let me just go back to the last play for the Bengals offense, Jim. They threw it long. People can't second guess it because the Steelers made them throw long. They played it very tight, giving up nothing short.
One timeout for the Bengals. If they can get one completion, they got that timeout to use and maybe bring Brown out. Dalton's throw caught, and they will indeed have a very makeable field goal try coming up from about 43 yards out. A.J. Green with the reception.
What a route, and this is why it's great. Size is a talent, and it's a nice little move inside and out, and Andy Dalton knows very few receivers can go up and make this look routine. I see it every week when I watch the Bengals play, and that was routine for him. How about that throw? That is a big, throw. This team has wanted Andy Dalton to really step up and play aggressive. He's done it today.
Well, Josh Brown just signed the first of the month after Nugent went out with a calf injury. The former Seattle and St. Louis field goal kicker can win it right here. 43 yards to put Cincinnati into the playoffs. Huber on the hold, and Josh Brown delivers it from 43. The kick is good.
Stay on my ass.
Well, if they hang on and win this, you look at it, Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, Geno Atkins, really they're stars. If you look at this team, they came through today. Ben Roethlisberger, trying to do what he does, was aggressive, made the mistake that in back-to-back weeks that could cost the Steelers a playoff chance.
Yeah, the interception in overtime last week by Brandon Carr of the Cowboys that led to a winning field goal in overtime. And then this one today when you thought maybe the Steelers were a completion away from getting in range for a squeeze-some winning try.
Marvin Lewis, not much reaction from him. He just took it in stride. And Mike Tomlin kind of really sums up the whole year. They've lost so many games late like this. Boy, how about Andy Dalton? Yeah, that's exciting.
Cincinnati had lost the last 5 matchups against Pittsburgh. Dalton was 0-3 before today, and now just 4 seconds left.
How about that? When the game is really on the line, their defense makes the play, but Andy Dalton, who are you going to look for? Man, to have a play designed where you let A.J. Green get off the line of scrimmage free and clean, get down the field, tough to cover him in those situations.
All set up by the Reggie Nelson interception. Now Rainey is a very dangerous return man. They'll probably have that ball on the ground for a while before it gets into Rainey's hands, if it does at all. Cincinnati 4 seconds away from back-to-back playoff berths for the first time in 30 years.
Just make sure you get this this kick past the front line, and here's why. You want to get it far enough where Roethlisberger cannot get one throw, if they fall on it, into the end zone against you.
You mean a second immaculate reception 40 years to the day later?
Wow.
And that's Pope falling on it. There is a flag back where the ball was kicked.
Don't count the ball. 3 seconds remaining.
There's no foul on the play.
All right, so they pick up the flag. And now, unless they are able to channel their inner Frenchie Fuqua and Franco Harris, the Steelers season, as far as extending this onto the postseason, those hopes will be dashed. Cincinnati defenders, 2 of them standing all the way back at their own 30. They go underneath. Redmond needs to get rid of it. Does right to a Cincinnati Bengal player, Terrence Newman. The game is over, and Cincinnati's in the playoffs, and Pittsburgh is eliminated. And if Baltimore loses later today to the Giants, Baltimore and Cincinnati next week will be playing for the division title. Now, this was last week in overtime. Roethlisberger picked by Carr. set up the winning field goal. Then today, in the final 24 seconds, overthrows Wallace. Nelson's there to make the pick. One completion later, sets up the winner from 43 out by Josh Brown.
Well, Josh Brown did not, the pressure, which can happen to field goal kickers, man, he said, there's no pressure on me, right down the middle.
To Andy Dalton. Well, Cincinnati's in, Indianapolis won as well. Would have actually, had they lost, they would have gotten in with the Bengals victory anyway. So all 6 are set in terms of the postseason teams for the AFC. The exact seedings still to be finalized. But the final score here, the Bengals 13, the Steelers 10. Coming up next, the Subway postgame show. For Phil Simms, Lance Barrow, and Mike Arnold, and all the crew. Jim Nance saying so long from Heinz Field. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.